Hey,
Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the KJ Today Show.
thank you, KJ. Are you KJ?
I am KJ, and I have my co-host and producer Johna here with me, and she just saw you not too long ago at Horror Hound.
Oh yeah, that's the place to be. Or I am in Indianapolis, by the way, like twice a year. I feel like I'm always there.
Can we talk about this? Because I mean, we're going to talk about your whiskey, Matthew, because I got questions about this. But do you realize
Yeah,
last year you made a stop at our children's museum here in Indianapolis for the
of course, of course.
Mayhem Mansion? And do you realize you created like mayhem in our city just by posting that?
Oh well, that I did not know that. Please tell my children that somebody out there cares about me. That somebody out there was interested in the fact that I was there. Look, that museum's incredible. I went back twice over the weekend. I went once, and I took my kid to go back. It's like it's magical, that place. It's everyone. By the way, and I was there on the hottest day in the history of Indianapolis. Oh my
Oh
lord,
yes.
it was so hot. Yeah, but look, that whole staff of they do an incredible job curating. It was a Scooby Doo. If you never saw it, that exhibit now tours. Right, it tours around.
Mm-hmm.
That's how successful it was. And they're just it's an incredible group over there. And we took they gave us a tour of the downstairs area, and it was of all of their. They have all of these, artifacts that they've collected over the years, a huge amount of artifacts. It was really cool. I loved being there. I love Indianapolis. Indianapolis is great.
So let's I wanted to ask because you've got this new whiskey coming out, and it is just so you know, Johna and I here are also part of the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. We're total nerds.
Mm-hmm.
We love what you're doing. We love, the tabletop gaming, and there's got to be a story behind how Find Familiar Spirits came to be in your quest to bring us a whiskey for the nerds.
Yes, for the nerds is the battle cry. Is that the podcast battle cry? I like it. I think we should go get tattooed for the nerds, like right across our throat.
Next time you're in Indianapolis, we're getting tattoos.
There you go. We're not only getting tattoos, you guys. We are getting neck tattoos, which is a whole next level of commitment. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I already have a job.
There you go. Perfect. They can't take it away from you. Right. So I started a company 5 years ago with four of my buddies. And that company is called Beetle and Grimm's. And we basically make high-end boxed editions of Dungeons and Dragons and Critical Role and all these different brands, Magic the Gathering. And so we basically discovered if you create something bespoke and beautiful for a community, if you out this idea of luxury in a niche community, that people will come out and celebrate it and find it and support the brand. And so my buddy Justin Ware, who's a screenwriter, saw me having success there, and his other buddy that he grew up with, a guy named Tim Sparapani, at the same time was creating a premium whiskey experience with a company called Blue Run Spirits. And so Justin, being the genius that he is like, is there a world in which we can combine these two things? And thus was born Find Familiar Spirits. And the idea is to create a fandom-specific spirits, right? Building really high-end premium spirits for fans. So our first venture is something called Quests and Whiskey. The idea, right, is that there are 16 drops, which is 6 different bottles, right? They'll come out over the 4 years. Each bottle has a character class or an element of the story on the front of it. So the first bottle is called Paladin, which is a holy knight. She's a holy warrior. He or she's a holy warrior. And so Paladin begins the story of this character named Saren the Pit. She's this, so each bottle I should back up a little. Each bottle comes with a story, comes with a 16-page story. And that story is penned by us. It's original. It's written by Kate Welsh, who's an icon in the space. And then Tyler Jacobson is a modern master of fantasy work who does magic cards and covers of Dungeons & Dragons books. He does the illustrations, right? So each bottle continues the story throughout the journey of the whiskey. And so that comes this week. And so I'm out here today sort of telling the world about it. We're very excited. It drops on Friday to the public. One of the things we're doing, it's sort of the point of disruption for us as a business model is that we are not trying to compete with the Jack Daniels of the world, right? If you go to Bevmo, there's 150 freaking yards of whiskeys. Well, that's not us. That's for everyone. Those guys are competing to capture everyone walking up and down that aisle. What we're doing is we're going direct to customer. So we're bypassing these distribution models and building it specifically for a community and sending it direct to your home, which is super fun.
I love it. Yes.
That's so awesome.
Sorry, did I talk too long?
I'm
sorry.
honestly, we were just like both. You can't see us, but we're both just like got the biggest smiles on our face, and we're like nodding, like yes, tell us more. This all sounds great, Matthew.
Right? It sounds awesome.
Oh, good.
Well, Matthew,
it's been exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess my question would be, since you're doing this whiskey, do you actually play D&D? Is that like a normal thing that you do?
Oh yeah. So two things. So Beetle and Grimm's, which is the first company I was talking about, we have, we started that company 5 years ago. All of my partners have left their full-time careers and now work for that company. And that company is off and thriving. And so one of the things that we do for Beetle and Grimm's every quarter, because we work on Zoom, we don't have a traditional office. So every quarter we make a point to get together to go away to the company. When you're in person, we'll all go and rent the same house and stay in the same house, 5 bedrooms, and sort of reconnect. And so one of the directives of that weekend is we have to play Dungeons and Dragons. Because all day, every day, we built that company and we forgot to play. We got away from the game. We got away from what we loved. And so that's one of the edicts. And then I actually run a Dungeons and Dragons game with 4 of the biggest Hollywood showrunners in town. And so right now I'm DMing Curse of Strahd, who's a very famous, 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign. It's the, for me, I always say sitting around that table playing with your friends is the best way to spend a life. So for me, I'd rather do that than anything.
I love it. Well, I know that you've got a lot of interviews today. Before we let you go, we do a lot of work with pets and rescue, and just wanted to say thank you to you because I know that you've worked with Clear the Shelters before, and you're a dog lover, right?
Oh yeah, we have 2 mutts that we have. One is Rocket, one is Tilly, and those dogs are. My kids get older and hate me more. The dogs become more special every day.
That's right. You can always count on the pets.
Always count.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When you're in Indianapolis, man, we're getting tattoos. Let us know when you're coming back.
Yeah, well, I'll bring the whiskey. You guys bring the needles.
I'll bring the whiskey. You bring the needles. Listen, Johna, you know how I'm never going to get a tattoo right. Did I just commit myself to a neck tattoo with Matthew Lillard?
You did.
He's going to be like, hello, I'm coming to Indianapolis. It's time to get our tattoos.
For the nerds.
For the nerds. It's not a bad thing to have on your neck.
No. I mean, it doesn't have to be big. We can get it like, like a little right here, something right there.
Isn't the neck one of the like more painful places to get a tattoo?
Yeah, because there's like, there's bones, but it's mostly just like muscles and skin and stuff.
So I've just like accidentally like talked myself into a tattoo commitment in the worst possible place I could get one. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. I don't want any tattoos, but I guess, if it's, if it's
Matthew
for
Lillard
the
said we
nerds.
gotta get one.
I was like, is he just going to sit here and talk about how wonderful Indianapolis is? Because that's fine.
Right.
Oh, man.
Like, well, you should just move here.
Right? I know. We can be best friends. So how are you feeling? Because I know, like, I was excited to talk to him, but mostly because of you and how excited you were that I had a chance to talk to him, which is why I brought you in. So how you feeling?
Oh, great. Matthew Lillard is literally one of my favorite people on the whole planet because he's just so fun and positive. And like, you can tell how much he loves his business.
Yes, he does. Like, right? Good for him. That came from like sitting around playing D&D and drinking, right? And they're like, what we should do. Right? And then he just gets to go do
it. Right. I'm like, man, should I just start going to buy all these whiskeys or what?
I know. We should. And we should probably finally take Carl from PopCon up on being our dungeon master and figuring out how to play this thing. I know, Johna. It's a commitment.
So much work.
I know.
Look, we've already committed to a lot of things already.
I know. We just committed to a tattoo. So we got a lot of things to do.
I can commit to tattoos. I have 5.
Okay. Well,
I know, which is why I think it's hilarious.
When you get your For the Nerds tattoo, I'll need to be on the camera. So I'll be filming you and Matthew getting your matching tattoos. That's how I'm going to get out of this. Like, sorry, Matthew, we're low budget. One of us needs to film, so only one of us gets the tattoo.
They'll just be like, I got a tripod.
No, I gotta find a way out of it. This has been the KJ Today Show special edition with Matthew Lillard and fangirl Johna. Thank you for watching. This is For the Nerds. Thanks for joining us for another celebrity interview. Of course, the KJ Today Show isn't just about talking to celebs. It's about hanging out with you. Join us live on Wednesday nights for pop culture, people to know, and pets. The KJ Today Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch live Wednesday nights at 7.